Hello everybody and welcome. This is a Legacy School Literacy and Writing lesson for Year 6, Week 5. For this lesson, all you'll need is your Checkpoint 1 workbook opened up to page 6. Alright, so let's just do a quick review right before we begin our lesson. So lately we've been talking about factual writing, and that factual writing is a type of text that only uses information that is provable. We talked about the different forms that factual writing can take, and let's go over just a few of them. So some of them had some text written in paragraphs and some pictures at that as well. If you remember our text about geysers in Iceland. And then some of them were written in bullet points, just like the text about features of a home, if you remember. Some of them were in numbered sentences, like some of the travel tips, and some of them were actually written in strips and instructions, like the recipe we had for the delicious chocolate brownies. We also had a timetable, if you remember. So we all came to the conclusion that factual writing can take many different forms and shapes. Today we're going to talk about a different type of factual writing, and that is a leaflet. So if you open up your books to page 6, you'll find this task. It says, write a one-page information leaflet for students joining your school, which is, of course, Legacy School. The leaflet's purpose is to help them in their first week at their new school, and it should contain only facts. It should include information about the times of the school day, getting around the school, what happens at break and lunch times, key school rules, and so on. It also asks you to plan your work on the page and then actually upload a second separate piece of paper with your leaflet on it. So first of all, let's go over what a leaflet actually is. I'm pretty sure every single one of you guys has seen a leaflet in your everyday life, even if you didn't realize that it was a leaflet. It's usually a type of advertisement. It's a printed sheet of paper, sometimes folded up, containing information or advertisements, and usually distributed for free. It's kind of like a brochure. So we're going to go over the different features of a leaflet and how to write one. And I'm going to show you an example before I ask you to actually go and make one. So these are all of the things that you need to focus on when you are designing a leaflet. So you have to have a good title and a slogan. So the title here is it could be something like Welcome to Legacy, or welcome aboard. You should have a great introduction into it where you're explaining just overall details about whatever you're advertising. You should have some subheadings and try to make them catchy or interesting. They could be questions, where is it, or why come to Legacy, for example. We should have attractive illustrations and photographs. So of course, it might be a little bit hard to attach some photographs for this assignment, but you could do some nice drawings or even maybe screenshot or download a photo from the internet. You should include or you must include contact information and where to get further details, of course, if they want to enroll in your school or if they need to contact you for whatever reason in the future. So with that said, let's go ahead and have a look at a leaflet. I found this one for Cadbury World. It's a program where school children can go and look through a Cadbury chocolate factory. So if you look on your right-hand side, it says School Special. It has a pretty cool picture of a couple of kids in a toy car. And it says, linking chocolate with education. That's their slogan. And as you can see, it's pretty catchy. They use really attractive colors or eye-catching colors. They have lime green with their standard Cadbury purple. They have their logo up on the top. They have the date. In the middle, they have information about what they offer and their prices. Of course, written very clearly. Our subtitles are also very clear. Prices, what we offer, education. So as you see, it's a very attractive advertisement. It would fold up if we had it in real life, but just because we're doing online lessons, it's laid out flat. So now that you've seen a leaflet, and now that we've gone over the features of a leaflet, we're going to go back to our activity and read it one more time before you actually get started. So it says, write a one-page information leaflet for students joining your school. So you have to think about the information that a brand new student would need. The leaflet's purpose is to help them in their first week at their new school. All of you guys have been new to the school at one point or another. So I want you to think about the information that you would have wanted to know when you were just starting at Legacy. It should include only facts, and that goes without saying because we're writing factual texts. And it should include information about the times of the school day, getting around the school, so talk about the premises, what happens at break and lunch times. For this, I would probably prefer that you include information about or pre-corona or pre-COVID information, because now we don't really have much of a break time. We stay inside of our classrooms, but talk about how great it was before COVID. And let's talk about, you should also include information about key school rules and so on, whatever you think is important for them to know. Like I said, you're going to plan on a separate piece of paper, and you're going to upload, or you're going to create your leaflet on a different piece of paper and upload it for me to see as well. So good luck, and I can't wait to see your work. Hello everybody, welcome. This is a Legacy School literacy lesson for Year 6, Week 5, Part 2. So for this lesson, you'll need your Checkpoint 1 workbook opened up to page 7. So we have a pretty simple lesson today. We're still on our first unit, factual writing, and it was all about, or we had a lesson before about what a fact is and what the difference is between a fact and an opinion. So let's just do a quick review. The difference between facts and opinions is that a fact is actually information that is undeniable and it's true for everyone. So it is absolutely undeniable that you are all in year 6, right? Nobody can walk up to you and say, no, I don't think so. I think you actually look like a 3rd grader. No, it's absolutely undeniable that you are in year 6. It's absolutely undeniable that you are male if you are a boy and female if you are a girl. It's absolutely undeniable that your English teacher for now is Miss Hala, right? So let's look at the difference between a fact and an opinion now. An opinion is information that is true for you, but not necessarily for everyone else. So before I gave you an example about different chocolates and preferences with chocolates, let's talk about a book. So I can say the best book ever written is Harry Potter, for example. And that could be true for me. In my opinion, or it's a fact to me that the best book ever written is Harry Potter. But somebody else can come up to me and say, no, I like Charlotte's Web. I think that's the best book ever written. Or not even that. They can say, I actually don't think Harry Potter is the best book ever written. So that automatically becomes a deniable piece of information. So it is my opinion. It is something that is true for me, but not necessarily true for everyone. All right, now that we've reviewed what a fact is and what an opinion is, let's go ahead and open up to page 7 and go over our exercise. So it says, one thing to consider when you are reading a piece of factual writing is whether or not everything that looks like a fact actually is a fact. Is it a fact that that can be proved, or is the writer presenting an opinion as a fact in order to make his or her argument sound more convincing? So it's always something to think about. Is this information being presented as a fact so that I believe it? I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty smart. He or she is probably right. Or is it actually something that I can prove? For example, in the 2010 Soccer World Cup final, Spain beat the Netherlands by 1-0. This is a fact, as there is plenty of evidence. You can go back and watch TV recordings, you could read newspaper reports, and so on. That is true. You could probably even ask somebody that watched that particular game, and they can confirm it to you. But if we look at this example, the Spanish team that won the World Cup in 2010 is the greatest soccer team of all time. This is an opinion, as it's not possible to prove that this team was better than any other team that has ever played soccer, right? It could be my opinion that the Spanish team was the best team ever, But you could think that maybe the Argentinian team or the English team or the French team is the best team that ever played, right? So it's not really a provable opinion. There's no scale that allows us to prove that piece of information. So statements made by many experts confirm that the Spanish World Cup winners of 2010 were the greatest soccer team there has ever been. You need to think about this one. So it says that experts have confirmed this. But how have they confirmed it? Is it even possible to confirm a piece of information like that? What statistics are they looking at? How are they comparing the other teams? The language here, introducing the comment, makes it sound as if it's a true fact. But all it's really stating is that many experts have said this. But it's still not possible to prove that this was the greatest team ever. And so the point remains that this is an expert's opinion, if that makes sense to you. So even if an expert has stated it, doesn't necessarily mean it's true if it is not physically provable. We call this an expert's opinion. So let's go ahead and look at our exercise. It says, read the following statement and decide whether each one is a fact or an opinion, and then write F for fact and O for opinion in the boxes. Number 1, Nelson Mandela was appointed as president of South Africa on the 10th of May, 1994. This is something that's absolutely provable. You can go back in the history books. You can probably find a television recording of it. You can ask eyewitnesses, and they will confirm it to you. Let's go ahead and look at the second one. The Amazon is the longest river in South America. Number 3, basketball is the most exciting sport of all. So think about that. Is it a fact or is it an opinion? For me personally, football is the most exciting sport. Actually, you know what? No, gymnastics is the most exciting sport to me. So is that statement a fact or an opinion that basketball is the most exciting sport of them all? Let's go ahead and look at number 4. It is understood that eating an apple a day keeps you healthy. So this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. The way that this statement has been worded makes it seem like this is a provable fact. But in fact, is there evidence that eating an apple a day keeps you healthy? You're going to have to go ahead and look that up and see if there is or not. But I'm guessing that it is not provable. Because what if you're only eating 1 apple a day and nothing else? I'm pretty sure that's not healthy. So this is an example of a statement being worded in a way which makes it look like a fact, but it isn't necessarily a fact. Let's go ahead and read through the next 5 or 6 very quickly. And you can answer those on your own and upload a photo to the Seesaw app. Number 5, Titanic won the Best Film Oscar in 1997. Number 6, Leonardo DiCaprio was undoubtedly the star performer in Titanic. Number 7, the square root of 144 is 12. Number 8, in time, scientists will be able to prove how the universe was formed. Number 9, life on Earth would not exist without water. And number 10, many scholars have said that Hamlet is the greatest play written by Shakespeare. So you might find it helpful to discuss some of the statements with people around you, maybe your parents, maybe your siblings, maybe your friends. And once you guys have made your decisions, you can go ahead and answer the questions. And like I said, upload a very clear picture. Please, you guys, it's very important that you upload a very clear picture for me. If you have any questions, you can always ask me on the app. And good luck.